Hello, my name is Rudolph Wilkins with Forgotten Fitness, and today I will be discussing with you the benefits of a lacto-ovo vegetarian diet, according to Vince Gironda in his book, Unleashing the Wild Physique. I myself am actually quite familiar with this diet, as I've utilized it multiple times in my own life for weight loss. I was reminded of it again, though, when NSP Nutrition sent out an article published on the Vince Gironda website, titled The Lacto-ovo Vegetarian Diet, which discusses Vince Gironda's feelings about the diet that he mentions in Unleashing the Wild Physique, a book that I am very familiar with. In the next couple of slides, you will see Vince's exact feelings on the diet and what kind of foods he feels are most beneficial while going through this diet protocol. To get started, I feel we should discuss a myth that you often hear about Vince Gironda. This is that Vince only promoted meat-heavy diets. This is simply not the case. Although Vince Gironda is best known for his 36 eggs a day diet, his steak and eggs diet, and his definition diet, he also promoted many lesser-known bodybuilding diets, one of which being the lacto-ovo vegetarian diet. The lacto-ovo vegetarian diet is a predominantly plant-based diet that relies on complete forms of protein in the form of dairy and eggs, and incomplete forms of protein in the form of lentils, beans, and nuts, as the building blocks of muscular growth and development. This diet was heavily situational in Vince's eyes, and not ideal for the majority of trainees. This is because it was not conducive to a large amount of muscular growth, especially in bodybuilders. Vince felt that it was generally inferior to a meat-heavy diet in most situations because of this. Still, depending on your specific goals and aspirations, this diet can provide fantastic weight loss results. Vince also discusses the typical problems associated with the vegetarian lifestyle, one of which being it's fairly low in protein when compared to other diets. This is especially true if you're not consuming a lot of raw eggs and milk, as they are your complete sources of protein. It's also not ideal for competitive bodybuilders for this same reason, especially, again, if you're not consuming a lot of raw eggs and milk, as the beans and lentils are not complete forms of protein. It's also unsustainable for a long period of time when in a competitive setting, be it bodybuilding or otherwise. Again, for the same reason, if you're not consuming a lot of eggs and milk, it's not conducive for any sports activity, as you won't be able to have any recovery, especially if your workload is large. It's also not as efficient at building lean tissue or muscle for much of the same reason. One distinct exception to the rule is Bill Pearl, who happens to be my favorite bodybuilder of all time. The thing about Bill Pearl is for the majority of his competitive career, he actually consumed quite a lot of meat. At the age of 39, though, after Bill had already retired for the first time, he became a strict lacto-ovo vegetarian. But once he returned to the competition scene in 1971 at the age of 41, he was still lacto-ovo vegetarian and defeated Reg Park and Sergio Oliva to capture his fourth Mr. Universe championship. This was his only competition while vegetarian, something I think you have to note if you're considering him to be the greatest vegetarian bodybuilder of all time. Certainly maybe, but he was not vegetarian his entire career. He built most of his foundation consuming meat. I believe him to be the exception though, and not the rule. That being said about him consuming a lot of meat, he did maintain his physique and in many ways improved it. I think the 1971 Bill Pearl is probably the best Bill Pearl we ever got to see on a bodybuilding stage. So I think him in this form is proof that it is possible to build a world-renowned physique while vegetarian. But like I said, this is certainly the exception, not the rule. Another distinction I feel we should make before going forward is the difference between a full-time vegetarian and a situational vegetarian, because these two are very different. A full-time vegetarian follows the diet to subscribe to certain religious, ethical, or health-related beliefs. They practice this diet long-term, and possibly even lifelong for these reasons. A situational vegetarian, however, which is what I am and most of Vince's students, may follow the diet for only a short time to achieve a short-term goal. It acts only as a means to an end. The practice of this diet typically only lasts between 2 to 3 months, as long as you would last on any other diet. A question I'm sure many of you have is why start this diet if not for ethical reasons? Well, Vince lays out in Unleashing the Wild Physique 5 specific situations where this diet may be beneficial to you. The first of which being when hard training is not required, the second, when rapid weight loss is necessary, the third, post-competition, the fourth, when progress in the gym has stalled, and the fifth, following a high-protein diet. In the next few slides, I will go into each of these in detail. The first of these we will discuss is when hard training is not required. This is very easy to understand. When you put less physical stress on the body, your need of protein reduces. The high amount of nutrients from the produce you eat on a lacto-ovo vegetarian diet actually allows the body to self-regulate and flush out many harmful toxins, something you'll see in the other reasons as well. When training is eventually intensified, higher amounts of dairy products, such as milk and cottage cheese, are recommended to be consumed. According to Vince, if you are still unable to recover, it may be time to reincorporate certain animal products back into your diet. He recommends always listening to your body, and if you need something as fuel, to consume it. The second reason we will discuss is when rapid weight loss is necessary. This one is also very straightforward and easy to understand. The low caloric intake allows for quick and effective weight loss. You will certainly lose a lot of weight on this diet. So much so, in fact, Vince does not even put a specific limit on how much food you can consume in a day. Such a diet may be beneficial for obese trainees unable to lose weight for this reason. They are able to eat as much as they want, even till full, and still lose weight, because their calories are so low. Another person that may benefit from this is an actor preparing for a movie role. It's perfect for individuals not worried about preserving their muscle shape and size, because you're losing weight, not necessarily fat. Because it's so rapid, you won't be able to preserve all the muscle you normally would if you were doing a 36 eggs a day diet or a steak and eggs diet, or even the cutting diet Vince Gironda recommends. So for this reason, it's not recommended for professional bodybuilders, as they would want to preserve their muscle mass and shape for competition. That being said, rapid weight loss definitely occurs on this kind of diet, and you will definitely lose a lot of weight. So if you need that, that is a reason why you may consider the lacto-ovo vegetarian diet. In Vince's gym, this might be the most common reason he would recommend the lacto-ovo vegetarian diet. He would recommend it to competitors post-competition. Although certainly not as anabolic as the steak and eggs diet or the 36 eggs a day diet, Vince did recommend this diet to bodybuilders many times. Again, this is because the bodybuilders should always listen to their own body. In their case, though, they would have been consuming a large amount of meat already, and they may need to incorporate large amounts of vegetables to offset this. Since the bodybuilder will no longer be taxing their body as hard as well, the vegetarian diet may be beneficial in providing much needed nutrients and fiber into their diet and help cleanse out their body, especially their intestinal tract. Additionally, the lower protein intake may not drastically affect their physique at all, due to the lower constant workload post-competition. The fourth reason Vince Gironda would recommend the lacto-ovo vegetarian diet, and one I was not aware of, was when progress in the gym had stalled. Depending on your own digestive situation, you may not be able to tolerate the high meat, high protein diet Vince Gironda typically employed. If that is the case, a lacto-ovo vegetarian diet may be perfect for you. Vince suggested that first, you should incorporate a single day a week to vegetarianism to detoxify and cleanse the body. If that was not enough, you can go to vegetarianism full time, but that was definitely a last option. The fifth and final reason Vince Gironda would recommend the lacto-ovo vegetarian diet is following the conclusion of a high protein diet. Vince was aware of a condition he referred to as excessive nervous fatigue, which often occurred in overworked individuals who worked themselves to exhaustion multiple times over. This condition was caused by an imbalance between the body's phosphorus and calcium levels. Due to the fact that meat is often very high in phosphorus, and Vince knew this, he would recommend incorporating lacto-ovo vegetarian foods instead to calm the nerves and revitalize the body. Like mentioned previously, the leafy greens provided much needed fiber that cleansed toxins from the body and helped clear out the digestive tract. Since I know many of you are going to request to see this, I decided I'd show you Vince Gironda's actual lacto-ovo vegetarian diet he recommends from Unleashing the Wild Physique. Before showing you this, I would like to say that I do not claim ownership to any of this text. I am simply showing it for educational purposes only. To start off, you can see the breakfast, which is a huge shake. This Vince Gironda special protein drink, he actually recommends in almost all of his diets. It consists of 12 ounces of half and half, 12 raw eggs, 1/3, 1/2 cup milk egg protein powder, and 1 banana. I've actually had this multiple times, and it's a delicious shake. You don't taste the eggs at all, and for me, the banana really sells it. If you don't have the banana, you can really taste the eggs, and the banana really nerfs the egg taste, especially the yolk taste. And he recommends making up to 3 of these a day and sipping them between meals. So you're getting right there all the protein you'd really need in a day, and quite a bit of calories as well. After this, you can see the supplements, many of which you can still get on NSP Nutrition's website, of which I'm an affiliate. After that, lunch is a very large, raw, mixed vegetable salad, more supplements, and dinner is the same as lunch. So it's a lot of leafy greens. It'll really flush out your digestive system, and it's very ahead of its time. This diet is very ahead of its time. Vince knew what he was talking about. He did a lot of research before he published anything, and you can tell he was a very intelligent man by the way he structured this. And that concludes my first video here on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're interested in more of my content, I actually have an Instagram page. It's titled The Official Vince Gironda Fan Page. On there, I pay homage to silver and golden era bodybuilders. I am also an affiliate with NSP Nutrition, which is Vince Gironda's official and original nutrition company. They sell high quality merchandise and the best supplements on the market. And if you're interested in supporting them, you can use my code VINCE10 at checkout for an additional 10% off your purchase. And until next time, this is Forgotten Fitness signing out. Bye-bye.